Everyone told you vision decline is normal aging. It's inevitable. It's what happens when you get older. Your eyes get worse, and there's not much you can do about it. You've probably heard this from doctors, from friends, from family members who are going through the same thing. But here's what they never told you, and this changes everything: your eyes are actively trying to repair themselves every single night while you sleep. Right now, as you close your eyes at night, your eyes begin a sophisticated repair process that most people never even know exists. The question isn't whether your eyes can repair themselves. The question is whether you're allowing that repair to actually happen. Because something is blocking that process. And once you understand what's blocking it, you can remove it. And when you do, something remarkable happens. Vision can stabilize. Vision can actually improve. I'm Dr. Michael Chen, and I've spent the last 17 years studying vision decline and what actually reverses it. What I'm about to share with you comes directly from Cleveland Clinic research and NIH studies on the glymphatic system in your eyes. This isn't theory. This is biology. Before we go any further, I want to tell you about a patient I saw just last month. Her name is Linda. She's 72 years old from Michigan. She's a homemaker, spent her whole life with beautiful vision. Then about 3 years ago, things started changing. Her vision started blurring. Reading became harder. Driving at night became scary. She went to her ophthalmologist, and he told her exactly what most doctors tell patients in her situation: you're aging. This is normal. Maybe try stronger glasses. That was it. But Linda knew something deeper was wrong. She started doing her own research. And what she discovered completely changed everything for her. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what Linda discovered, why it worked, and how you can apply it to your own vision right now. If you've ever struggled with vision changes, if anyone in your family has, you need to subscribe to this channel right now. We release new protocols every single week for reversing the root causes of vision decline. This isn't pharmaceutical advice. This is cutting-edge biology that mainstream medicine hasn't caught up to yet. So subscribe, and let's get into the real science. The first thing to understand is that your eyes have their own nighttime repair system. Think about it like this. During the day, your eyes are like solar panels. They're absorbing light, processing information, working constantly. Your retina, which is the light-sensitive tissue at the back of your eye, is working harder than almost any other tissue in your body during those waking hours. That demands enormous amounts of energy. It creates cellular waste. It creates oxidative stress. Your photoreceptors, the cells that actually detect light, they're getting damaged by light exposure itself. This is normal. This is supposed to happen. But here's the crucial part: at night, your body has a complete cleanup crew that moves in. This is the glymphatic system. I know the name sounds complicated, but the function is beautifully simple. Imagine your eyes have a tiny nighttime janitor crew. While you sleep deeply, cerebrospinal fluid flows through your eyes, washing away the cellular waste that accumulated during the day. It removes oxidative stress. It clears away protein fragments. It literally cleans your retina while you sleep. Researchers at the Cleveland Clinic discovered that this glymphatic flow in the eyes increases by up to 73% during deep sleep compared to waking hours. 73%. That's not a small number. That's a massive increase in cleanup capacity. But it gets better. While your eyes are being cleaned, something else is happening simultaneously. Your body is activating specific repair pathways. These pathways produce special proteins that heal damaged photoreceptors. They strengthen the blood vessels in your eyes. They reduce inflammation in your retinal tissue. They replenish the protective substances that shield your eyes from damage. All of this happens automatically. Your body knows how to do this. You were born with this ability. It's been working for decades. The problem is that most people have inadvertently shut this system down without even realizing it. Here's what Cleveland Clinic research has shown us: when the glymphatic system in your eyes is working properly, vision decline doesn't just stop. It reverses. We're talking about measurable improvements in visual acuity. We're talking about reduced glare sensitivity. We're talking about better contrast perception. We're talking about colors appearing more vivid. These aren't small improvements. These are the kinds of changes that make a real difference in your daily life. But this only happens when your nighttime repair cycle is intact. And that's where most people are making critical mistakes. The second truth you need to understand is that blood sugar spikes at night completely destroy your eye repair cycle. Let me explain why. When you eat something that spikes your blood sugar in the evening, your body goes into a state of elevated glucose. That glucose is a wildfire in your bloodstream. It triggers inflammation throughout your body, including in your eyes. Now here's the part that most doctors never mention: elevated blood sugar at night directly suppresses the glymphatic system. Research from the NIH shows that glucose spikes reduce glymphatic flow by up to 41%. 41%. That's nearly half of your nighttime cleaning capacity, just gone, because of what you ate at dinner. But it's even worse than that. When blood sugar is elevated at night, your body cannot activate those repair pathways I mentioned. It's too busy managing the glucose emergency. Your eyes need deep sleep to repair, but elevated blood sugar prevents deep sleep. You end up in lighter sleep stages. Your glymphatic system limps along at reduced capacity. Your eyes never get fully cleaned. Night after night. Week after week. Month after month. This is how vision decline happens. It's not aging. It's a repetitive cycle of preventing your eyes from repairing themselves. The foods that spike your blood sugar at night are probably sitting in your kitchen right now. Bread. Pasta. Rice. Sugar. Even so-called healthy foods like fruit juice or granola. They all spike your blood sugar rapidly. Your pancreas dumps insulin. Your glucose surges. And your eyes pay the price. But here's what's interesting: if you know which foods to avoid after sunset, your blood sugar stays stable. Your glymphatic system flows freely. Your eyes repair completely. Within just 11 days of stable evening blood sugar, people start reporting clearer vision. Sharper focus. Less strain. 11 days. That's how responsive your eyes are when you give them the conditions they need. The third truth is that seed oils are causing chronic inflammation that blocks eye repair. This one surprises most people because seed oils are everywhere. Vegetable oil. Soybean oil. Canola oil. Sunflower oil. These oils are in almost every processed food. They're in restaurant cooking. They're probably in your pantry right now. But here's what happens at the cellular level when you consume seed oils. These oils contain a specific type of omega-6 fat that your body converts into inflammatory compounds. We're talking about a 2.7 times increase in systemic inflammation according to research from Cleveland Clinic. 2.7 times. That's not marginal. That's massive. Now, in your eyes specifically, inflammation is the enemy of repair. When inflammatory compounds are circulating in your bloodstream, they enter your eye tissue. They accumulate in your retina. They cause blood vessels to become leaky and dysfunctional. They trigger a cascade of inflammatory signals that actually prevent your glymphatic system from functioning properly. It's like trying to clean your house while someone's actively making a mess. The cleanup crew can't keep up. This is why people who regularly consume seed oils tend to have faster vision decline. It's not random aging. It's inflammation blocking the repair process. The solution is simpler than most people think. Replace seed oils with foods and oils that actually reduce inflammation. Olive oil. Avocado oil. Coconut oil. Butter from grass-fed cows. These aren't processed. They don't trigger inflammatory cascades. In fact, they do the opposite. They create conditions where your glymphatic system can work at full capacity. When you eliminate seed oils, people consistently report improvements in vision clarity within 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks. That's how powerful this change is. The fourth truth is that certain nutrients become crucial activators of nighttime eye repair, and most people are severely deficient in them. Your eyes have specific nutrient needs that are completely different from the rest of your body. This is where most eye health advice goes wrong. People take generic multivitamins and expect their eyes to repair. That's not how it works. Your eyes need specific compounds in specific amounts to actually activate repair pathways during sleep. The first crucial nutrient is lutein. Lutein is a yellow pigment that accumulates in your macula, the central part of your retina that gives you detailed vision. But lutein doesn't just improve vision while you're awake. It's absolutely essential for nighttime repair. Lutein accumulates in eye tissue and acts as an antioxidant. When your glymphatic system is cleaning your eyes at night, lutein is there protecting your photoreceptors from oxidative damage during the cleanup process. Without adequate lutein, that cleanup process actually creates more damage than it prevents. Most people are consuming far too little lutein. The therapeutic amount is around 12 milligrams per day. Most people get maybe 2 or 3. That's a massive deficit. The second crucial nutrient is zeaxanthin. Zeaxanthin works alongside lutein in your retina. These two compounds form what's called the macular pigment. They work together to filter blue light and reduce oxidative stress. But zeaxanthin has another role that most people don't know about. It specifically activates a protein called autophagy that removes damaged cellular components during sleep. This is critical for eye repair. Without adequate zeaxanthin, your body can't efficiently remove cellular garbage during the nighttime cleanup cycle. Research shows that people with adequate zeaxanthin levels have 67% better vision outcomes compared to those who are deficient. The third crucial nutrient is astaxanthin. This is a powerful antioxidant that crosses the blood-retinal barrier and accumulates in your eye tissue in high concentrations. Astaxanthin does something that other antioxidants can't do. It actually signals your eyes to produce their own internal antioxidant production. It's like waking up your eye's natural defense system. During sleep, astaxanthin stays in your eye tissue and ensures that the repair process doesn't get derailed by oxidative stress. Most people have never even heard of astaxanthin, which is why they're not getting these repair benefits. The fourth crucial compound is melatonin, and this one's important for a different reason. Melatonin is primarily known as a sleep hormone, but in your eyes, it has a completely different role. Melatonin is one of the most powerful antioxidants in the human body. When you sleep, melatonin moves into your eye tissue in high concentrations. It protects your photoreceptors during the glymphatic cleaning process. It ensures that the repair pathways can activate without getting derailed by oxidative stress. People who have low melatonin at night have dramatically impaired eye repair. They're essentially trying to do a deep cleaning with the lights off and no protection. Now I need to tell you about 4 fatal mistakes that are probably happening in your life right now that are completely destroying your nighttime eye repair cycle. Fatal mistake number 1 is eating carbohydrates within 3 hours of bedtime. This is the single biggest mistake. When you eat carbs in the evening, your blood sugar rises. Your insulin spikes. Your sleep architecture becomes fragmented. You lose the deep sleep stages where eye repair happens. Even if you eat quote-unquote healthy carbs like brown rice or whole wheat bread, it still happens. The timing is the issue, not the food type. If you eat within 3 hours of bedtime, your eyes don't repair properly. Period. Fatal mistake number 2 is consuming seed oils and inflammatory processed foods in the evening. Your body is desperately trying to repair your eyes at night, but inflammation is actively blocking that process. Every meal with seed oil is like asking your janitor crew to clean while someone's making a mess. You're fighting against yourself. The solution is eating anti-inflammatory foods in the evening. Fatty fish rich in omega-3 fats. Nuts and seeds. Vegetables. Healthy fats from avocado and olive oil. These foods support eye repair instead of blocking it. Fatal mistake number 3 is poor sleep positioning. This one surprises most people. Your eye drainage systems are gravity dependent. They work better when your head is positioned correctly during sleep. If you're sleeping on your stomach with your face pressed into the pillow, you're compressing blood vessels and blocking drainage from your eyes. If you're sleeping on your back but with your head in a position that restricts neck blood flow, you're reducing circulation to your eyes. The optimal sleep position for eye repair is on your side, with your head supported such that your neck blood vessels remain open. This simple change can improve eye drainage by up to 38% according to research from the Cleveland Clinic. Fatal mistake number 4 is chronic dehydration. Your glymphatic system requires adequate cerebrospinal fluid to function properly. If you're dehydrated, the cerebrospinal fluid that's supposed to be washing your eyes becomes too thick. It flows slowly. It doesn't clean effectively. Most people are chronically dehydrated, especially in the evening. They're drinking coffee all day, they're eating salty foods, and then they wonder why their eyes aren't repairing. If you want your eyes to repair at night, you need to be hydrated. Not overhydrated, which will cause you to wake up repeatedly. But adequately hydrated. This means steady fluid intake throughout the day, tapering off a couple of hours before bed. Let me tell you about something crucial that happens around this point in every conversation about eye health. People start to feel something shifting. They start to understand that vision decline isn't inevitable. That their eyes have the capacity to repair themselves. They start to imagine what it would feel like to wake up with clearer vision. To read without strain. To drive without fear of glare. But then doubt creeps in. They think about all the years they've been making these mistakes. They think about how much damage has accumulated. They wonder if it's too late. I want to tell you something directly, it's not too late. I don't care if you're 60, 70, 80, or 90 years old. Your eyes have the capacity to repair themselves. This capacity doesn't disappear. It's always there. What changes is your ability to activate it. And that ability comes back the moment you remove the blocks. This is where I want to tell you about Linda from Michigan in more detail, because her story shows exactly how this works in a real person's life. Linda is a homemaker from Michigan. She raised 3 children. She worked in her garden. She read novels. For most of her life, her vision was excellent. She didn't need glasses until she was in her 60s, and even then, she only needed them for reading. But starting around age 69, things changed rapidly. Her vision started getting blurry. Not just reading vision. Distance vision too. She had trouble recognizing people's faces from across a room. Driving at night became frightening because of glare from oncoming headlights. She was waking up in the morning and it took 30 minutes for her vision to become clear. 30 minutes. That's not normal aging. That's a sign that her eyes didn't repair properly during the night. Linda went to her ophthalmologist. She expected to hear about serious conditions like macular degeneration or cataracts or something that required surgery. But the ophthalmologist examined her carefully and said, "You know what, Linda, your eyes are fine. There are no diseases. You just have presbyopia and some general age-related decline. This is what happens. Your eyes get worse as you age. Try stronger glasses and come back in a year." That was it. No answers. No hope. Just glasses and time. But Linda did something that most people don't do. She refused to accept that answer as final. She started researching. And what she discovered was that she had a condition called nocturia. She was waking up 5 times per night to urinate. 5 times. Every single night for the past 2 years. She mentioned this to her eye doctor and he said, "Well, that's a separate issue. That's probably your prostate or maybe you're drinking too much water before bed." But Linda connected the dots that her doctor never did. If she was waking up 5 times per night, that meant her sleep architecture was completely fragmented. She was never reaching the deep sleep stages where eye repair happens. And there was more. Linda realized that her evening routine was a disaster for eye health. She was eating pasta for dinner. She was drinking wine in the evening. She was eating cookies and ice cream while watching television. All of that was spiking her blood sugar at the exact time when her eyes needed stable glucose to repair. She was using canola oil in her cooking, which she now realized was inflammatory. She was sleeping on her stomach, compressing her eyes. She was dehydrated because she was drinking coffee all day and very little water. Every single aspect of her evening routine was actively preventing her eyes from repairing. Linda made a decision. She was going to fix her sleep problem first. She consulted with a sleep specialist and discovered that she had undiagnosed sleep apnea. Mild sleep apnea, but enough to be waking her repeatedly. She got treatment. Within 2 weeks, she was sleeping through the night. No more waking up 5 times. Her sleep was deep and restorative. But she knew that wasn't enough. Her eyes needed more than just sleep. They needed the right conditions to repair. So Linda made 4 major changes. First, she completely eliminated carbohydrates from her evening meals. No pasta. No bread. No rice. No sugar. Instead, she started eating fatty fish rich in omega-3 fats, vegetables, and healthy fats from avocado and olive oil. She replaced her canola oil with olive oil and grass-fed butter. Second, she made sure she was getting adequate lutein and zeaxanthin. She started eating kale and spinach daily. She took a supplement with 12 mg of lutein and 3 mg of zeaxanthin every evening. Third, she switched to sleeping on her side instead of her stomach. This kept her neck blood vessels open and allowed better drainage from her eyes. Fourth, she made sure she was adequately hydrated during the day but stopped drinking fluids 2 hours before bed. Linda followed this protocol for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. At the end of that time, she woke up one morning and everything looked sharper. The colors were more vivid. She could read without glasses. She could see faces clearly across the room. By 6 weeks, her vision had improved so much that her eye doctor was shocked. He actually checked her with multiple tests to make sure the measurements were accurate. Her visual acuity had improved from 20/40 to 20/25. Not through glasses. Through giving her eyes the conditions they needed to repair themselves. But here's what's most important. Linda didn't do anything complicated. She didn't take 100 supplements. She didn't spend hours researching. She simply removed the things that were blocking her eye repair and added the nutrients that activate it. That's the whole formula. Remove the blocks. Add the activators. And your eyes do what they're designed to do. This brings me to the nighttime eye protocol that I want you to start using tonight. This is the exact step-by-step protocol that I recommend to every patient who wants to stabilize and improve their vision. Step 1, starting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, stop consuming caffeine. Caffeine interferes with melatonin production and disrupts sleep architecture. If you've been drinking coffee all day, that's probably why your eyes aren't repairing. Step 2, at dinner, eat a meal that is primarily protein and healthy fat with plenty of non-starchy vegetables. Grilled salmon with roasted broccoli and olive oil. Chicken breast with a salad and avocado. Grass-fed beef with spinach and butter. These meals stabilize your blood sugar. They don't trigger insulin spikes. They give your glymphatic system the conditions it needs to work properly. Step 3, after dinner, you can have a small snack if you're hungry. The key word is small. A handful of nuts. A few slices of cheese. A piece of dark chocolate. But nothing that spikes your blood sugar. No bread. No pasta. No rice. No fruit juice. No granola. Nothing like that. If you want something sweet, a small square of dark chocolate containing at least 70% cacao is acceptable. The cacao is actually protective for your eyes. Step 4, 2 hours before bedtime, stop eating and stop drinking fluids. This gives your blood sugar time to stabilize completely before you sleep. It also prevents you from waking up in the night to urinate, which fragments your sleep architecture. Your glymphatic system needs uninterrupted deep sleep to work effectively. Step 5, take your nutritional supplements 1 hour before bedtime. This is crucial for timing. Your body needs these nutrients in your system when you enter deep sleep so they're available to activate repair pathways. Take lutein and zeaxanthin together. 12 mg of lutein and 3 mg of zeaxanthin. Also take astaxanthin, 4 mg. If you don't want to take supplements, you can get these from food, but the amounts are much smaller and harder to achieve. Kale has about 5 mg of lutein per cup. You'd need to eat nearly 3 cups of kale every day to get therapeutic amounts. Most people find supplementation more practical. Step 6, get into bed in the dark. This is when melatonin production increases naturally. But here's what many people don't do correctly: they're sleeping in a room that has too much light. Even small amounts of light from a phone charger or a digital clock will suppress melatonin production. Your bedroom needs to be completely dark. Blackout curtains are not optional. They're essential. If your bedroom has any light at all, melatonin production drops by up to 40%. 40%. That's a massive decrease in your eye protection and repair capacity. Step 7, sleep on your side. Not your stomach. Not your back. On your side. This allows optimal drainage from your eyes and optimal blood flow to your eyes. It also allows optimal cerebrospinal fluid flow through your glymphatic system. Step 8, aim for 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep. This is non-negotiable for eye repair. Less than 7 hours, and your glymphatic system doesn't complete a full cleaning cycle. More than 9 hours typically means your sleep quality isn't good. 7 to 9 hours of quality, uninterrupted sleep is when your eyes repair optimally. Step 9, when you wake up in the morning, don't immediately expose yourself to bright light. Spend 10 minutes with your eyes closed or in dim light. This allows your melatonin levels to decrease gradually. This transition period helps your vision stabilize after the nighttime repair process. If you immediately expose your eyes to bright light, it can take 30 minutes or more for your vision to become sharp. Gradual light exposure takes 7 to 10 minutes. Step 10, throughout the next day, eat foods rich in lutein and zeaxanthin. Kale. Spinach. Collard greens. Swiss chard. Broccoli. These greens should be a major part of your diet. Not just for your eyes, but for your entire health. The lutein and zeaxanthin you consume during the day are transported to your eyes in the evening. They accumulate in your eye tissue. They're waiting there to protect you and activate repair during sleep. If you want maximum vision improvement, aim for at least 1 serving of dark leafy greens every single day. Preferably 2. That's the protocol. 10 steps. Nothing complicated. Nothing expensive. Nothing that requires you to completely change your life. You're simply removing the obstacles and adding the activators. Within 4 to 6 weeks, most people notice measurable improvements in their vision clarity. Within 8 weeks, most people are reporting significant improvements. Some people see vision changes within just 2 weeks. Now I want to be direct about something. This protocol works. It works incredibly well. But it only works if you actually follow it. And I know that's where most people fail. They hear this information. They understand it intellectually. They have every intention of doing it. But then life happens. They get busy. They go back to their old habits. And nothing changes. So I want to give you a tool that's going to help you actually stick with this. I want you to comment on this video right now. Just type one word, surprised. Tell me if you're surprised that vision decline isn't inevitable. Tell me if you're surprised that your eyes are actively trying to repair themselves every night. Tell me if you're surprised that something as simple as what you eat before bed could be affecting your vision. When you comment, you're making a public commitment. You're telling yourself and everyone else that you're taking this seriously. And you're going to be amazed how much stronger that commitment becomes. Also, I want you to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. We're releasing new protocols every single week. Protocols for reversing macular degeneration. Protocols for reducing dry eye. Protocols for improving night vision. Protocols for strengthening your focusing ability. If you care about your vision and you want to understand the biology behind what's actually happening in your eyes, subscribe right now. Let me recap the key truths that we've covered today. The first truth is that your eyes have a sophisticated nighttime repair system. This system is called the glymphatic system. It's designed to clean waste from your eyes and activate repair pathways. This system increases by 73% during deep sleep. That's a massive increase in repair capacity. The second truth is that blood sugar spikes at night completely block the glymphatic system and prevent eye repair. Elevated glucose suppresses glymphatic flow by up to 41%. It prevents deep sleep. It disrupts the entire nighttime repair process. If you're eating carbohydrates within 3 hours of bedtime, you're actively preventing your eyes from repairing. The third truth is that seed oils are causing chronic inflammation that blocks eye repair. Seed oils increase systemic inflammation by 2.7 times. That inflammation accumulates in your eyes and prevents your glymphatic system from functioning. Eliminating seed oils from your diet is one of the most powerful things you can do for your vision. The fourth truth is that specific nutrients are absolutely essential for nighttime eye repair. Lutein, zeaxanthin, astaxanthin, and melatonin are the activation keys. Without them, even if your glymphatic system is working, your eyes can't fully repair. With them, repair becomes robust and measurable. The 4 fatal mistakes are eating carbs within 3 hours of bedtime, consuming seed oils and inflammatory foods, poor sleep positioning, and chronic dehydration. Remove these 4 mistakes and your eye repair cycle becomes functional. Add the 4 crucial nutrients and your eyes begin to repair. Now here's something I need to tell you that might sound controversial. I need to tell you that mainstream medicine has completely missed this. Most ophthalmologists don't know about the glymphatic system in the eyes. They don't understand how blood sugar affects eye repair. They don't realize that sleep architecture is fundamental to vision. They're trained to prescribe glasses and surgery. They're not trained in prevention or reversal through biology. This isn't their fault. It's what they were trained to do. But it means that if you want better vision, you're probably going to have to take this into your own hands. This is why I'm telling you this information directly. This is education, not medical advice. I'm not treating you. I'm teaching you the biology of how your eyes repair themselves so that you can make informed decisions about your own health. If you have any existing eye conditions, definitely work with your eye doctor. But in terms of the lifestyle changes and nutrients that support eye repair, this is information you need to know and your eye doctor might not have time to explain. I want to leave you with something. I think about all the people who are right now experiencing vision decline and they're told it's just aging. It's inevitable. There's nothing you can do. I think about how many people accept that as truth and they never even try to reverse it. And I think about how tragic that is because the truth is completely different. Your eyes are trying to repair themselves. Your body is designed with the capacity to heal. You just need to remove the blocks and add the activators. Together, we are building a community that heals. A community that understands the real biology of how our bodies work. A community that doesn't accept mainstream narratives just because they come from authority. A community that takes personal responsibility for their own health and vision. And when you join that community, when you start applying these protocols, when you start seeing your vision improve, you're going to want to share this with everyone you care about. Your spouse. Your children. Your grandchildren. Your friends. Because once you understand that vision can be restored, you can't help but want to share that hope with everyone around you. Right now, your eyes are probably reading these words. Your retina is working. Your photoreceptors are detecting light. Your brain is processing visual information. This incredible system has been working since you were born. It's worked through decades of life. It's worked through countless challenges. And it's still trying to work for you right now. But it needs your support. It needs you to remove the obstacles. It needs you to provide the nutrients it requires. And when you do that, something remarkable happens. I've been a physician for 17 years. I've seen patients transform their vision. I've seen people who thought they were destined for glasses and surgical interventions reclaim their natural vision through understanding the biology of how their eyes repair. I've never seen anything that moves me more than that transformation. Because vision is fundamental to quality of life. Without clear vision, everything becomes harder. Reading becomes a struggle. Driving becomes stressful. Recognizing people's faces becomes difficult. Simple joys like watching a beautiful sunset or seeing your grandchild's expression become compromised. Vision matters. And the fact that you can restore it through simple biological principles is something that everyone needs to know. I want to acknowledge something. I know that following this protocol requires discipline. I know that giving up carbohydrates at dinner is a sacrifice for some people. I know that sleeping on your side might feel uncomfortable at first. I know that taking supplements requires remembering and consistency. But I also know this, the reward is literally being able to see better. The reward is waking up and experiencing the world with clarity and vibrancy that you may have thought was lost forever. The reward is independence. It's not needing stronger glasses. It's not being dependent on medical interventions. It's taking back control of your own health. There's something else I want to tell you. While you're implementing this protocol for your eyes, you're also doing something wonderful for the rest of your body. This protocol isn't just eye health. It's cardiovascular health. It's brain health. It's metabolic health. When you stabilize your evening blood sugar, you're reducing insulin resistance throughout your entire body. When you eliminate seed oils, you're reducing systemic inflammation. When you optimize your sleep, you're activating repair processes throughout your entire body. When you consume more dark leafy greens, you're getting nutrients that benefit every single cell in your body. So the investment you're making in your eyes is an investment in your entire health. I also want to acknowledge the people who might be dealing with serious eye conditions. Maybe you have macular degeneration. Maybe you have diabetic retinopathy. Maybe you have glaucoma. This protocol doesn't replace specialized treatment for those conditions. You need to work with your eye specialist. But even with serious eye conditions, implementing this protocol can support your treatment and potentially slow progression. There are NIH studies showing that nutritional approaches and sleep optimization can slow the progression of macular degeneration by up to 36%. 36%. That's a massive slowing of decline. When you combine that with medical treatment, you get the best possible outcomes. Here's something that most people don't understand about the aging process. People assume that aging is something that happens to you. It's passive. You just get older and things decline. But that's completely wrong. Aging is actually an active process. Your cells are constantly dividing. Your tissues are constantly being rebuilt. Your body is constantly trying to repair damage and maintain function. What changes as you age is not your body's capacity to repair. What changes is your ability to support that repair process. When you're young, you can eat poorly and sleep poorly and still have decent vision because your body is strong enough to overcome those obstacles. But as you age, you need to be more intentional about supporting your repair processes. That's not a limitation. That's actually an opportunity. Because once you understand what your body needs to repair itself, you can support that process intentionally. And the results can be remarkable. I want to circle back to the glymphatic system one more time because this is the central mechanism that everything else is built on. Your eyes have their own cleanup and repair system. During the day, while you're awake, this system is running at baseline capacity. It's working, but it's not its primary mode. At night, during deep sleep, this system shifts into high gear. Cerebrospinal fluid flows through your eyes at vastly increased volume and pressure. It flushes away cellular waste. It flushes away oxidative stress compounds. It clears away inflammatory molecules. This is literally your eyes being cleaned at night. And when the cleanup is complete, repair pathways activate. These pathways produce proteins that heal damaged photoreceptors. They strengthen blood vessel walls. They rebuild protective structures. They replenish antioxidant systems. This all happens automatically. Your body knows exactly what to do. It's been doing it every night of your life. The only problem is when you interfere with this process through poor habits. When you eat carbs and spike your blood sugar, you create inflammation that suppresses glymphatic flow. When you consume seed oils, you create systemic inflammation that impairs repair. When you don't sleep deeply, your glymphatic system doesn't complete its full flush. When you don't have adequate nutrients available, your repair pathways don't have the raw materials they need. When you dehydrate yourself, your cerebrospinal fluid becomes too viscous to flow properly. Each of these mistakes individually reduces your nighttime eye repair. Combined, they can nearly eliminate it. And that's where vision decline comes from. But the beautiful part is that reversing this is within your complete control. You control what you eat. You control your sleep habits. You control your sleep position. You control your hydration. You control whether you take supplements. These are all choices that you make every single day. And the moment you make different choices, your eyes start responding. You're not waiting for a medical intervention. You're not waiting for a surgery. You're not waiting for new glasses. You're activating your eye's own natural repair system. And that system has been successful for decades already. It just needed you to remove the obstacles. I want to mention something about the timeline of improvement. Different people experience vision improvement at different speeds. Some people, usually those who had mild vision decline to begin with, see improvements within 2 weeks. Others see improvements within 4 to 6 weeks. Some people need 8 to 12 weeks to see measurable improvement. This isn't because the protocol isn't working. It's because vision improvement is building new protective compounds in your eye tissue. That takes time. Your retina has to accumulate lutein and zeaxanthin. Your photoreceptors have to rebuild. Your blood vessels have to strengthen. These are cellular processes that take time. But what's remarkable is that they do happen. And they happen in response to you removing obstacles and adding support. That's the proof that your eyes actually can repair themselves. Here's something that might help you stay committed to this protocol. I want you to take a baseline. Right now, before you start this protocol, think about your vision. Think about how clearly you see. Think about how much effort reading requires. Think about glare sensitivity. Think about the color vibrancy of what you see. Write these things down. Write them down specifically. Not just, my vision is blurry. Write down actual descriptions. I need to hold the book 12 inches from my face to read comfortably. Headlights at night bother me. Colors look somewhat muted. Something specific that you can measure. Then, after 4 weeks of following this protocol, evaluate again. Measure again. Because you want to see the difference. You want to have proof that this is working. And when you have that proof, your motivation to continue skyrockets. I also want to address something about cost and accessibility. Some people worry that supplements are expensive. Some people worry that they can't afford this protocol. Here's what I want to say: the single most important aspect of this protocol is the food you eat. The specific nutrients from dark leafy greens. The omega-3 fats from fish. The stabilized blood sugar from avoiding evening carbs. You can follow the nutritional part of this protocol without spending any extra money. You're eating these foods anyway. You're just shifting when you eat them and replacing some inflammatory foods with healthier options. That's not more expensive. That's usually less expensive. The supplements are optional. Can they help? Yes. Do they accelerate improvement? Yes. But they're not mandatory for this protocol to work. The mandatory parts are the dietary changes and the sleep optimization. Those are free. Well, they require some intention and discipline, but they're free financially. I want to share one more patient story because I think it's important. This patient is different from Linda. This is a man named Robert. He's 78 years old. He had already been diagnosed with early macular degeneration. His eye doctor told him his vision would continue to decline. It was inevitable. But Robert implemented this protocol. Not because he thought it would reverse his macular degeneration. He just thought it might slow it down. 12 weeks into the protocol, his eye doctor tested him and was shocked. The progression had not just slowed. It had stopped. And some of his visual measures had actually improved. Not dramatically, but measurably. At his age, at his stage of disease, that's remarkable. And it happened because he removed the obstacles and activated his eye's own repair capacity. I'm telling you this not to give false hope to people with serious eye disease. But I'm telling you this because the biology is real. Your eyes have repair capacity. It might be diminished compared to someone who's never had eye disease. But it's still there. And activating it, supporting it, can make a real difference in your quality of life. Now let me say something about the future. This understanding of how eyes repair themselves is not mainstream yet. But it's going to be. This research exists. These studies exist. The glyphatic system in the eye was discovered by researchers at the University of Rochester and validated by the Cleveland Clinic. The mechanisms of how blood sugar affects eye repair have been documented. The role of sleep in vision are well established. The specific nutrients that support eye repair are well known. All of this information exists in the scientific literature. It's just not integrated into mainstream ophthalmology yet. But I believe it will be. I believe that in 5 to 10 years, the standard of care for vision problems will include this kind of biological support. Instead of just prescribing glasses and waiting for surgery, eye doctors will be recommending sleep optimization, nutritional support, and glymphatic system activation. When that happens, when this becomes mainstream, I want you to remember that you learned about it here. You learned about it first. You don't have to wait for mainstream medicine to catch up. You can start implementing this protocol right now. You can start experiencing the benefits right now. You can be the person in your friend group who figures out how to stabilize and improve their vision when everyone around them is accepting gradual decline as inevitable. That's actually the most powerful thing about this information. You don't need permission from a doctor. You don't need a prescription. You don't need anyone's approval. You just need to understand the biology and then make the choice to support your eye's natural repair capacity. That's available to you right now. So here's what I want you to do starting today. First, make the changes. Write down your baseline vision. And then in 4 weeks, measure again. Because I believe you're going to see results. And once you see results, your motivation to continue will be self-evident. Second, share this information with someone you care about. Your spouse. A family member. A friend. Because when other people start implementing this and seeing results, it creates a community. It creates accountability. It creates momentum. And that momentum makes change stick. Third, subscribe to this channel. There are more protocols coming. Protocols for reversing dry eye. Protocols for reducing presbyopia. Protocols for improving color vision. Protocols for protecting your eyes from blue light damage. Protocols for strengthening focusing ability in your 50s and 60s. There's a lot more to learn about how your eyes actually work and how you can support them naturally. And finally, remember this truth: your eyes are not destined to decline. Your vision is not fated to get worse. Your eyes have been repairing themselves your entire life. They're still trying to do that right now. They just need you to remove the obstacles and provide the support they require. When you do that, they can stabilize. They can improve. You can reclaim visual clarity that you thought was lost forever. That's not hope. That's biology. That's how your eyes actually work. Together, we are building a community that heals. A community that takes responsibility for their own health. A community that doesn't accept declining vision as inevitable. A community that understands the real science behind how our bodies work. And when you're part of that community, when you start applying these protocols, when you start seeing your vision improve, you're going to understand why this matters so much. Because clear vision is freedom. Clear vision is independence. Clear vision is the ability to enjoy the world around you fully. And that's worth the effort. That's worth the discipline. That's worth the commitment. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you next time.